Okay, video 3, the doors. In this video we're going to be looking at how to create some doors on our little digital house. So as always, we start with our original drawings that we drew up, hand sketch 2D. And as you can see here, you look at the floor plan, you see how the doors are laid out. Remember, the straight line represents the door. This curved arced line, that's where the door swings open. Always doors swing, or not always, but most often they always swing open into a wall, because that way if they're always open, they're not out in the middle of the room. Alright, we'll look at the overall sizes, dimensions. In our scale drawing, all doors are 1 meter wide by 2 meters high. Basically, this is almost to scale, but we just make it more convenient measurements so it's easier to actually draw up on our SketchUp. So let's do the front door. As we come in, I do want you to note here before we start the door is there's a little bit of a space between the wall and the door there. Remember, whenever you do and actually build these houses and any kind of construction, there is a little space. You don't put the door right into the corner or right against the wall itself. You want to build a little small wall that comes out from there, and that's where you attach the door, the frame, and the hinges. Okay, so we're going to start with the front door. Let's get back to where we started and left off in the previous video. As you can see, this is our walls are already completed, and let's add a door in this area. Alright, so first thing, I always like to get my tape measure out and kind of, excuse me, let's see if I hope we don't have problems here. Yeah, we're going to have to move this over, excuse me, and let's move it over here, that way it won't keep jumping there. So this is the end wall. You can see that I drew that extra line, and so we'll kind of make a little space there at 0.25 just to make it a quarter of a meter, and then we will click and drag our line over here to 1 meter, 1, and then we'll drag it up here to 2 meters, 2, and then return, and there you have the outline of your wall. Very simple. We'll take our line tool and we'll draw the lines around it, click at each corner, and then drag, and basically you have your outline of your door. Take your eraser tool and you can remove these guidelines just to help you and not make it too confusing. So now the next thing I'd like to do is to make a little trim around that. It's kind of like the door frame trim that comes along the outside, and we will once again use our offset tool, and instead of going on the inside of the, we're going to go on the outside. But notice that it's not going to work very good. So what we'll do is we'll have to use our selection tool, and we'll click on each line, and the way you get more lines is you hold the shift key and you see that little plus. That means you're ready to click another line, and we'll click that line as well, and that means the offset tool will contour this door outline. Okay, so pick here, drag it open, and see that. Now we're going to make the door trim around there. You can see here it's already 0.12. You could put a 0.10. Let's do that. Alright, and there you have it. Let's go ahead and extrude that a little bit, and we can see there. Sometimes you just got to get out of that mode there. Okay, see that? Now we're going to extrude that, so you always get at an angle, so you can use your push-pull tool and bring that out from the wall. Make sure it's, try. If you have a problem, use your zoom tool and they zoom it out and zoom it in, and that helps you actually contact the surface you need to. There you go. And then we'll bring that out 0.05, just a little bit. It's probably still out of scale, but at least we can see it from there. And there you have your door. One other thing what we're going to do here is we're going to try to pull this all the way through, and we can walk through. Now we could leave the door there, but for right now I'll just open it up, and that way when we get ready to do the other side of the door, we can navigate around, and we have an outline to do that. Like we did before, we had to angle it just in a certain way. Okay, and then take our select tool. You can see that, hold the shift, and we'll go all the way around that. There we go. And then we'll take our offset, and then we'll drag out a little bit. Notice it holds that line. What did I say before? 0.10. Alright, and then we've got that, and now we'll extrude that a little bit. You have to change the angle and bring that out. Oops, we're going to have to zoom it in. I can't quite make sure I can see that. There we go, 0.05, and then there we have both sides of the door. And let's go ahead and zoom that out now, and we can do the same thing with these other doors, and you got an idea how that works.